again, it just tells the story of it's the evil and the ugliness of people's hearts these days is everywhere.
This is Franky Rose's Think Tank. Here's your host, Franky Rose.
Hey guys, welcome to the Think Tank. So we are back to talk about Sebastian Rogers. Oh my God. Behind the scenes of this case is just unreal. I don't know who to trust. I think at this point, the only person that I believe is Seth. Everything's going wild. So I seen you guys talking earlier about these damn threats. Like, what the hell? United Cajun Navy calls off search for Sebastian Rogers after receiving threats. Oh my word. Let me see if I can get you guys a bigger. We'll do it that way. Will we? I just like to stay out of your way. There, that might be better. So yes, this is the thing. Now they're saying that they are being threatened. Now for what? I can't say. Let's listen to this and see what we can learn.
Ever wondered about the science behind a knock? ABC Legal does more than knock on doors.
The United Cajun Navy's search for missing 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers was called off today, and this is due to security concerns. WSMV4 reached out and asked what this meant, and we're told search volunteers had received death threats online and in person. They tell us they have never dealt with these types of threats while helping with the search. Meantime, during a recent interview with legal analysts,
So what does that mean? People are threatening searchers, or are they going after one particular group? What?
and TV journalist Nancy Grace, Sebastian's mother and stepfather, Katie and Chris Proudfoot, revealed they've left their home in Hendersonville. Now, Chris said he was going back to work in Memphis, and Katie left to be with him. When Grace asked if she was concerned about not being home while the search is ongoing, Sebastian's mom said she was, and she left because she says her son could be anywhere.
You see, now that doesn't jive for me.
Ever wondered?
It just doesn't jive for me. What the hell? What the hell? Let me get out of this mess. So, and then we've got JLR. So they're not, yeah, they're saying online and in-person threats. So what is going on? It's just, this can't get any crazier, can it? Oh my word. Let me take a quick look here. Before we do that, let's look over here. So it says United Cajun Navy ends search for Sebastian Rogers after threats. Really? No, I say no. How do I get rid of you? Now, these guys usually don't have... Okay, we have that. We're going to take a look. So it says here, a group organizing searches for missing teenager Sebastian Rogers in Tennessee say they called off their search today over security concerns. The United Cajun Navy announced last weekend that it was getting involved in the search for a 15-year-old boy who was reported missing on February 26th. So I guess as far as that goes, didn't they basically, it's what I believe I seen, Didn't they go in there, tell everybody to stop searching because they wanted to, they were going to take this case over? Didn't I see them like telling JLR to get out of parking lots? And so what is going on with the United Cajun Navy that make people want to go at them? Where is it because they were asking for donations? Was it because they were asking for equipment? Or is it because they truly are sideways? Are they truly sideways? Because we don't want people out there getting conned, do we? Oh, Lordy. A group organized searches for missing teenager Sebastian Rogers in Tennessee say they've called off the event planned for today. The Cajun Navy announced last week that it was getting involved. However, the group come under criticism for some on social media for its delay start to searches and asking for donations of equipment and other supplies. Well, yeah, they were doing this. They were, what I could tell, possibly using more than one name. It sounds like there is some tax issues. It sounds like there could be a whole bunch of things going on with them. And it sounded like the Cajun Navy, who is different than the United Cajun Navy, doesn't have anything to do. United Cajun Navy isn't an entity of the Cajun Navy. They're just another team that basically used their name, threw on a word, and said, "Hey, we're great." Now, I did see that was one day there where they were supposed to go in and do this search. And what ended up happening is they closed down the search because it was raining out. They said they were searching, and then other people say they weren't. So when it comes to them, I don't even know how to feel. I mean, no, they absolutely should not get any kind of threats, that's for sure. But is that really what's going on? I don't know the answer to that. Again, I'm in Canada. I'm grabbing onto as many resources as I can so I can get this out to you. Sadly, I can't be boots on the ground, or I would. I would. And anyone who knows me knows I would. Oh, Lordy. It says this decision was not taken lightly and is made with safety of all volunteers in mind. We want to thank all the volunteers that plan to be out searching today. Again, not searching. So they're saying that they received, yeah, I'll just call them the DTs, online and in person. The Independent has approached the organization for further comment, but they have yet to respond. Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, was one of those who requested the group come help after it aided in the search for Riley Strain in nearby Nashville. So you see, again, that's something else, because it's being said, I don't know if this is true or not, that the United Cajun Navy was trying to say they located Riley. They did not. They did not find Riley Strain. It was a barge that moved and he came up, and those workers found Riley. These guys had nothing to do with it. So I'm not picking sides, and I'm basically reporting what I see. In an interview Thursday, Mr. Rogers urged people to come forward and get involved in the group's search. So that would be Seth Rogers, who is Sebastian's father. When you show up, if there isn't anybody there except for a couple of people, that's because they've already sent teams out. Oh, Lordy. Referring to the previous reports of poor turnout. It's sad because it dropped off when Ellie stopped searching. And then some social media and a couple others started showing up, and the searches were starting to get a fair size. And then they were told to stop. Go. We're doing this now. And as it turns out, we're still how many days since said they were taking over, And from what I can see, I haven't seen them do anything. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because this is just what I'm seeing. So Seth said they are just going to keep sending teams out until we find my son. Sebastian has not been seen since. He went to bed at his mother, Katie Proudfoot's house on February 25th. On Thursday, Mr. Rogers, Miss Proudfoot, and her husband, Chris, met with law enforcement but no update was given on the content of that meeting. Lordy, lordy, guys. Lordy, lordy. So now what we'll do is I'm going to pop over here and we're going to take a look at JLR's take on, they're saying that the mother was not being honest when she was on Nancy G's show. So we'll listen to this and let's go from there.
Hello, 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 hello. JLR investigates. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. We are at the JLR Batcave, back home at the command center in Florida, covering the Sebastian Rogers case. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing sometime around the 26th of February. That's when he was reported missing. We've been covering that case extensively on JLR Investigates. We were just boots on the ground for the last week up there in Hendersonville, Tennessee, just a little bit north of Nashville. Beautiful community, nice trees and rolling hills. And we've been going across the terrain looking for this child, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This child. We've been going all the way to Memphis. We went to Mississippi. We went in between Interstate 40 looking for this child, and he still hasn't been found. Where is he? Now, stick around, everyone. At the end of this segment, we're going to talk for a while because the mom lied. The mom lied. I'm going to show you a flat-out lie that the mom made. She's in some big trouble, and she needs to get her fanny into the TBI and fess up. Really. But at the end of the segment, stick around because we're going to direct you. I gave a rare interview, Advertising Week. I actually speak and talk a little bit about myself, a little back history and what we do on JLR Investigate. It's a great interview. So I don't really talk to other panels very often, whatever like that. So stick around after this segment here is complete. We're going to talk about the Proudfoots. In my eyes, and probably most of your eyes out there, are the prime suspects in this mystery. I think it was a crime. I think it was definitely a crime involved. But the mom lied. And I'm going to show you something. I'm going to play you a clip because the mother, Proudfoot, and a panel, they were talking on Nancy Grace the other day, and I know a lot of you listened to it. But I've been clipping and listening and clipping. I think that's very, very important in this case. If you've been following this case, I think it's very, very important to go back to original interviews, not only from the step parents, biological father, the interviews with the law enforcement. Just listen, go back. As this case progresses, it's actually good to go back at the beginning and listen and see if things change or things that don't make sense. Well, the mother spoke to Nancy Grace, and Nancy Grace asked her a great question, folks. This was a great question, ladies and gentlemen. This was a question Nancy Grace asked Katie. Besides you, Katie Proudfoot, who was the last person to see Sebastian Rogers alive? And we're going to play that clip, and I want you to listen.
Other than you, Miss.
I'm going to listen. We're going to listen to this. This is Nancy Grace. We like Nancy Grace on JLR Investigates, and this is what she says. This is what she says.
Other than you, Miss Proudfoot, who is the last person that saw or heard Sebastian alive the Sunday before he went missing?
Two of his aunts, a cousin, and the staff where we had dinner.
And that was at BJ's the night before or the bowling alley?
So BJ's, and then we went to the bowling alley, and then after the bowling alley, we went to dinner before coming home.
Okay. So you heard her. 2 aunts, a cousin, went out to dinner. Her timeline's all screwed up, by the way. It doesn't make sense. Well, they went out to dinner. And Nancy Grace says, who's the last person? And the staff. Said the staff, too. At the dinner, right? So Katie's saying the last person to see Sebastian alive was 2 aunts, a cousin, Katie, and the staff. Well, guess what, folks? This is why Katie Proudfoot lied. Because Chris Proudfoot's relative, who was with them that day, speaks. And I want to show you her version on the 25th. Check this out, folks. Check this out. So this is coming from a Melissa Nicole Proudfoot Swedson. I was with him on Sunday afternoon shopping. I took my sister and her daughter plus my sister-in-law and Sebastian shopping that afternoon, so I can tell you. He was in a good mood and they were headed home to put away groceries when I last saw him Sunday. Now think about this, folks. Katie Proudfoot says that this group, and it's this group, that this is the same group. It's not like Katie Proudfoot picked up a new group. She's saying the last time their group saw Sebastian was when they went shopping that afternoon. And after they went home and took the groceries home. That's the last time they saw them. So what in the world is Katie Proudfoot talking about with a group of people saying they went to a bowling alley and out to eat? Or is this Melissa Proudfoot lying? Somebody's lying here, folks. Someone is lying here. Because I'm going to tell you something. Check this out. Check this out, folks. The waitress at this restaurant they went to. Now, I heard the restaurant is Texas Roadhouse. I don't know what you guys heard out there. My sources tell me it's the Texas Roadhouse, and I'm trying to get confirmation from that, but I'm pretty confident it's Texas Roadhouse. I'm pretty confident. But guess what? The waitress that served Katie that night speaks, or she left some Facebook post in a group. We got a big group. I share our group on, I'll get that up in a second. You got to join our group. We got 10,000 members. We got an army out there, ladies and gentlemen, looking for Sebastian. But check this out. Check this out. I waited on Sebastian and his mom Sunday evening. I waited on Sebastian and his mom Sunday evening. Ooh. So Katie lied. Because now we have 2 people that saw Katie on Sunday who's not jiving and not saying the same thing Katie told Nancy Grace. Look at this. Thank you for saying that. Have you been questioned at all? I really don't remember. It was busy Sunday night. If I could guess, it was around 6-ish. He had salmon. No, I have not been questioned. Interesting. Because this person here, who I reached out for comments, still hadn't got a reply. She might respond to me. So now you have the waitress. And I'm assuming this waitress is from Texas Roadhouse. You have this waitress that says that Katie and Sebastian were in there around 6-ish. And Sebastian got salmon. Well, why did Katie Proudfoot tell Nancy Grace that she was there with a group of people when they went out to dinner? Where that person, the Proudfoots, I don't know what that Melissa Proudfoot, maybe she.
Note. So I really don't know about this mother. I think she's very sus. I think that both her and her hubby seem really sus. But to be honest with you, I can't say for sure, right? After we listen to this, we're going to look at something that talks about them being interviewed, the parents. Now, I'm thinking that's bio parents of Sebastian are talking to the TBI. I believe that was earlier today or last night. We'll look at the time when we look it up. But yeah, they have talked to the TBI now.
She's a sister to Chris. I don't know what she is in reference to a relative. She's saying that the last time they saw Sebastian was in the afternoon, and then Katie and Sebastian takes the groceries home. And Katie has said that in timelines before, that they went to BJ's, took their groceries home, and then went back out. To go bowling and go to dinner. The mother lied. She's not telling the truth, folks. It stinks. This stinks. Somebody asked the server. Now, she says she was just the server, and she doesn't have footage. Oh, I would love to see that footage. Wouldn't you?
Yep.
Wouldn't you like to see that footage?
Yep.
The TBI needs to get Katie Proudfoot back into the office immediately and ask her about her statements. And they need to get affidavits from these people. The server is saying that the TBI has never even went to them. She's not even been questioned. What? Are you kidding me? According to the server, I believe this is true. What's going on here? That's a clear-cut lie, folks, that Katie did. And it's a huge clue. Because on art, listen, so far what I've learned about this case is I am not believing any chain of events that Katie Proudfoot says that happened at her home on the night of the 25th and December 26th. I don't believe a single thing. I don't believe a single thing. I don't. Do you? I don't believe anything that they.
So what do you guys think? Do you believe what's coming out of the mother's mouth? Or do you think that there's something a little bit sus about all of this? There's a few things that really, really bother me about this case. One is we've heard that Sebastian was a clean freak, which is awesome. But when would somebody who is really not wanting dirt on them walking out of the house in the middle of the night with bare feet? There's a few reasons. The cold is not a good idea to go out with bare feet. The woods are not good. Why would you not be wearing shoes if you left on your own? That really bothers me. The fact that the mother and her husband up and left the area, went to Mississippi while their child was gone, while her child is still missing. Another thing that bothers me is them going to that roadhouse or wherever it is that we've got that picture. I think I might even have it up. So they said they were putting up missing posters. Would you be able to keep food down if your child was missing? Not me. Not a hope. I know we're all different, but these are things that bother me personally. I'm uncomfortable with a lot of this. And yeah, from the start, I've been in Twitter spaces since he vanished, and I think he ran away. And I'm all for that, but why no shoes, friend? Or do you think that he had some? That they just were either not aware of, or they don't remember him owning? Because, we've got those flashlights that look like flashlights to me. So do I think it's a possibility he ran away? I do. But I'm still confused with this foot thing. It bothers me. It stands out in a very large way. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that, friend, because I'm not positive that they know anything. They could just be weird. I mean, there's a lot of weird people out there, but it's not putting them in a good light, in my opinion. Yeah, those flashlights were all over the place, weren't they? There was two. They were walking together. They were separated. I think that they were flashlights. I don't know, guys. It's hard. I don't want to say guilty because I'm just going to say it's really sus. Really sus.
They say nothing, period. I was just wondering about Chris. Because I'm just like, dude, like this Chris. We're talking about Chris. We're talking about Chris now. I'm wondering about Chris because I'm like, dude. Well, one, there's no photo that I've seen yet with Chris with Sebastian. I see Chris with photos with Katie. They're even with the dog. Is this one of Sebastian's puppies? Is this one of their puppies? One of their dogs? But it's like, dude, Chris, if you're truly innocent, because Chris claims he didn't take he didn't take a polygraph, but he tells everyone in the Facebook groups he did. If he's totally innocent, folks, why would he go to bat for Katie over this and ruin his career? His career is over, folks. It's over. It's a wrap. Why would he even be protecting Katie? He's been married 5 times. All his dirty baggage has come out to light in New Mexico. He's been raised all across the internet, grazed, crucified. So if Chris is actually not involved with this, my God, is this like to death do us part with Katie? Why is he even protecting her? Or is there some sort of conspiracy going on? Maybe one is the lesser of evils. Maybe one did this. Maybe one instructed the other. Now, this is all speculation. But I could pretty much say, as the title of this video said, the mother lied. I just showed you a clear lie that she did. She lied to Nancy Grace, unless the server's telling a lie, and unless Proudfoot's relative, Melissa, who was with them, is lying. And I think I believe them over Katie. Don't you? He said he's protecting himself. Well, apparently, folks, Mr. Proudfoot
Have the two of you taken a polygraph?
I have.
I have not.
Would you be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
Whoa. So Chris is saying he didn't take a polygraph, but he did say in groups and Facebook groups that he did, right? We heard it, both passed. So is Chris lying? Are they both lying? We've already discovered that the mother was lying. Right there, blatant lie. But now she takes a polygraph, but the TBI doesn't give Chris a polygraph? So if Chris has nothing to do with this, where he didn't even have to take a lie detector test because of his whereabouts, 3.5 hours away in Memphis, then what is he going to bat for Katie? Why is he convinced Katie didn't do something? Because it seems like it all points to Katie. All of it. She's the last one with Sebastian. She lied about the timeline. Now, I just want to show you something interesting because, we still don't know what happened the night in the 25th and 26th. I can tell you what I am so curious about, and what I want to know with this is, did Sebastian, Wayne, Drake, Rogers return with the mother when they went out to eat at night? Because this server, folks, said they went out to eat at 6-ish. 6-ish. In that area, on February 25th, Sunset, Hendersonville, (5:44 p.m.) 5:44 p.m. is when that sun went down. So once the sun goes down, according to the server, they're already still eating at the restaurant. So at the very least, whatever time Katie, and if Sebastian even returned home with her, it was after dark. Can't see. I don't think any neighbors, ring cameras, and surveillance can see in the pitch black. They do have a little lights. I drove past there at night, but it's dark. I drove past their house at night to see. I want visuals, right? We want to know what it looks like in the neighborhood when it's pitch black, and it is pitch black. So I think Katie returned home, and we don't know when she returned home. After dark. 7, 8. She also claims that Sebastian went out and took the trash out. Are we supposed to believe this or not? TBI. You know, I went back to the original Sumner County Sheriff's press conference, their little the press conference they had. They're talking about the shoes. I think the shoes are a mystery here. I really do think the shoes are. I actually tweeted out something about the shoes. But I remember the sheriff's office said no evidence about barefoot. They didn't say anything about a child being barefoot. And I thought that was interesting because I think the shoes are a mystery here. I wish, and I'm assuming this restaurant that they went to is Texas Roadhouse. I wish we could get secured or surveillance and see what shoes Sebastian was wearing at the Texas Roadhouse. Was he wearing black shoes, certain shoes? Because whatever shoes he was wearing at Texas Roadhouse, I certainly hope, I'm assuming he was at Texas Roadhouse, whatever shoes he wore when he went out to dinner, I certainly hope that the law enforcement, while looking inside the Proudfoot house, seeing if those pairs of shoes were in that house. There's something about the shoes that stinks with this case, because when Katie was on Fox and Friends today talking about the shoes, and Lawrence with Fox this morning was asking Katie questions, and Chris wasn't interrupting her at all. She was actually talking a little bit. But when it came to the shoes, Chris interjected himself very quickly and then kind of took over.
And that's the biggest problem with me. If I want to go, he ran away. Maybe the mother didn't know he had other shoes. I mean, that is possible, because that ties me up, the no shoes. I can't figure one reason why you're running away, why you would forget your shoes. You know, you would think if he was running away, he would take games, like he had a Switch or whatever. These are the things that I'm surprised that he either didn't take, forgot about. I don't know.
The conversation. Like it's a triggering, like the shoes is triggered. So I hope TBI, Sumner County Sheriffs, and I put this tweet out. What shoes were, look into the shoes. What shoes were Sebastian Rogers wearing at Texas Roadhouse on the night of February 25th? Were those same shoes found in the Proudfoot's home by authorities? Shoes definitely a clue to this. I really think the shoes are a clue to this, because if the shoes were in the house, then, yeah, maybe Sebastian did return home. What about the shoes were not in the house? What about the shoes were not in the house? Now, I'm assuming it was Texas Roadhouse. I still don't have no definite confirmation, but I'm hearing Texas Roadhouse. A lot of you guys are hearing the same thing. Texas Roadhouse, that's the restaurant. It's a 5.7-mile drive. It's a 5.7-mile drive from Texas Roadhouse to the Proudfoot's home. You got some lights and everything like that. But what I'm curious about, folks, and I'll just zoom this out just to show you Hendersonville, right north of Nashville. This is the area. Now, this is the Proudfoot's home, 1008 Stafford. It's no secret. It's already been put out there, right by the Beach High School, next to a development. This is the Texas Roadhouse, where I believe they ate. Unless you guys know somewhere else they ate, I'm taking it as it's the Texas Roadhouse. So Katie, according to the waitress and the server, Katie and Sebastian are eating around 6-ish. It's already dark, folks. It's already dark. So when they leave, or whenever they leave, this would be the most likely route home. Or this. It's about a 5.7 mile ride. But what I find interesting about this, folks, is one, just to the south is all this river stuff, right? The Cumberland River, not too far away. Cumberland River, all this area. We were searching around here by Rockland Recreation Center right there. This is Rudders right here. We were doing, searches along the railroad tracks and all that area. So it's not far. But what piques my interest is all this land and terrain, like in between Texas Roadhouse, particularly all this. For some reason, this stuff piques my interest. Like, has this been thoroughly checked or looked at? Because remember, folks, zero trace of Sebastian leaving that house. Barefoot. I didn't hear law enforcement say anything about a scent. I heard Chris and Katie say something about a scent to a retention pond. But just what what proof is there out there that you've seen that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers returned home with the mother on the night, Sunday night? What proof is there? You've seen surveillance? Has someone come forward, like a neighbor, and said, I, in fact, saw Katie and Sebastian return home? Did you see any ring cameras? Have you seen anything? Have you heard it from authorities out their mouth? Have you heard it out of the authorities' mouth that Sebastian returned home after eating? I haven't. So the only one we're supposed to believe thus far, with the lack of information, is Katie's version. And Katie has clearly lied. So what do? Do we just assume that Sebastian made it home and that chain of events happened? Or have we all been bamboozled? Did the neighbors say they saw him? I haven't heard anyone say that. I heard people say they heard things third hand, fourth hand, fifth hand, sixth hand. I haven't seen any surveillance where someone said, hey, I'm a witness. I saw Sebastian take out the trash after returning. I didn't see that. I didn't see anything. There's no proof. I've talked to the neighbors, folks. Multiple neighbors. I'm cool with multiple neighbors of them. They're my eyes and ears. The neighbors of the Proudfoots are my eyes and ears. They like me. They like my work. They tell me things, folks. None of those neighbors there's still seen any proof Sebastian returned home. And I could say that. I can say that. So what in the world's going on here? Mother lied. There's a lot of explanation to do here. They need to fess up and come clean. Now, report out today that the mother and the biological father, Seth Rogers, went to TBI and the deputies today to look at some sort of surveillance. It's a report. It's out. WSMV come out with this report. Just came out. We're going to read it. TBI deputies holds meetings with Sebastian Rogers' biological parents. Interesting. So it says the Tennessee Borough investigators with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office held a meeting with the biological parents of Sebastian Rogers on Thursday. Sumner County Sheriff Sonny Weatherford confirmed to WSMV that the meeting occurred but did not reveal any details on why the meeting happened or who was the lead during the meeting. Interesting, right? But I also heard that I don't believe Chris Proudfoot was there. Now, if someone can correct me on that, the rumor mill is they were there to review. This was prearranged. Like they were told about a week ago to come in Thursday, today, 28th, to review some footage. Maybe those lights to review footage. Was it if Chris wasn't there and it was just like, hey, Katie, we need you to come in. Seth, we need you to come in. Is it an opportunity to get Chris away from Katie if Chris didn't come and Chris had to stay back? No, you're not. I'm not letting you go with my wife. Well, maybe you don't have no choice. A lot of people have always said separate the two. Interrogate them separately. Reviewing surveillance. What comes of that? I don't know. While they were there, did they have Seth and Katie in the same room together? That would be interesting, right? Seth has been out there, I've personally seen almost every single day. Looking. Thank you, Truth and Transparency. Thank you for your consistent work ethic, JLR. Please consider sharing Richard Allen's fundraiser for a fair trial with expert funding. I know you care about the fairness, even if you think Allen is guilty. I know you care about rights. Thank you, Truth. And we do talk about Richard Allen and the Delphi case. There's apparently some sort of he has to get funds to get his own experts. I saw that they're raising money, and some people say no matter how you feel about Richard Allen, he should have the right to be able to have these defense witnesses because you want a fair trial. So we'll look into that. I appreciate that, Truth. A lot of people have been following that Delphi case. I am on this case right now. And this is like, if you notice on my channel, like every day, we're just talking about this case right now because I'm invested in this. I'm entrenched deeply, and I want this case to be solved. Something does not sit right with the Proudfoots. I say prime suspect number 1 and 2. I would say Katie Proudfoot is proud suspect number 1. Proud suspect number 1. Proud suspect number 1, Katie Proudfoot. Proud suspect number 2, Chris Proudfoot. Until you change my mind. And, Chris was asked about the people, blaming them and throwing, pointing fingers, saying they're guilty and whatnot. And he was like, people have their opinions. Yeah, we do, because we're watching your actions. We're watching the actions. You haven't done no searches. None. You claimed, I believe today, that they were handing out flyers, the Proudfoots. I didn't see or hear anything about flyers, them handing out. Where? Where are they handing out flyers? Give us an idea where you're handing out flyers. Where'd you get the flyers? How you handing them out? Where you're handing them out? What's going on? We've seen lies and inconsistent statements by the Proudfoots. Sneakery, trickery, half-truths, omits. So of course we're going to think they're guilty. They're acting like guilty parents. Now, Katie gave a justification today, ladies and gentlemen, on why they went out to Memphis. Well, they actually went to Horn Lake, Mississippi, just south of Memphis. So they lied there when they said they were in Memphis. Actually, we're in Mississippi. I don't know if Katie's there now. Chris is supposedly trying to get his job back at St. Jude's. But look what they say. Look what they say. Missing teen, Sebastian Rogers' mother defends leaving neighborhood after threatening messages. And this came out with Fox. So apparently, people have been threatening the Proudfoots. And on JLR Investigates, we don't support anyone doing anything violent towards anyone. We say this all the time. We don't support people threatening anybody. We don't support threats. We don't support any violence. We don't stand for that on JLR Investigates. So if anyone's threatening them, stop. Don't do it. You're going to get yourself in trouble. Don't do it. You have the right to question, though. You have the right to ask all the questions you want. You have the right to express your opinion legally, First Amendment. But do not threaten. But she claims she left because she was getting threatened. But I'm not so sure. Because media is taking what she says at face value and reporting based off what she says. I put out a tweet and pretty much said, I'll share with you my tweet about these so-called threats that the mother said, because I think she's getting backlash for leaving. Because everyone's like, why did you leave when Sebastian's still missing? Why would you travel 3.5 hours away when Sebastian's missing? Why don't you be home and wait for your son to come home? Why don't you stay around the house? So the excuse she's saying she got threatened. But I said in a tweet, journalists should find out if Katie Proudfoot is telling the truth when she claims she's being threatened, not just off Katie's claim. If the Proudfoots are being threatened, wouldn't you think they would make police reports about it? Journalists should get the police reports. If the Proudfoots didn't file any police reports, I don't think they should be believed regarding threats. And that's the truth, folks. If you're getting threats, very first thing a rational, normal person would do is call the police and put it documented. So we'll see. We're looking into it. We're going to get some police reports. We're going to do some public records requests. I got somebody in Tennessee working on that as we speak. We're not going to stop until Sebastian gets found. Every day we'll keep bringing awareness to this case and bringing you up to date. Call this the go-to channel on the Sebastian Rogers case. JLR Investigates. I am signing off. 30 minutes is up. Stay on. You want to hear a little bit of back history about me?
Sebastian Rogers' parents meet with investigators as questions mount 5 weeks into the search. Okay, I've got volume. I'm good. Let's see what we got here. Most of the time, these guys do not have audio, so we'll just see what goes on.
All in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop. We're on a constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless and many other emotions all in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop.
I couldn't imagine. So the parents of Sebastian Rogers met with investigators on Thursday as the search for the missing Tennessee teenager is now in its 5th week. 15-year-old who has autism vanished overnight on February 25th and has not been seen since. As the search rumbles on, the father, Seth Rogers, mother, Katie Proudfoot, and stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, all met with the TBI on Thursday. There we are. Mr. Rogers told a local reporter that he could not share what was discussed, but that he came away from the meeting feeling positive. Caitlin Miller asked him if the meeting had given him hope. "Oh, I always have hope. Can't take that away from me," Mr. Rogers said, adding that he believes his son is playing video games somewhere and has no idea about the ongoing search for him. "I don't know if he's been taken or if he's just over at a friend's house, but I'll know when I find him exactly what has happened." Wearing a t-shirt with his son's face on it, Mr. Rogers said that he is continuing to search day in, day out for him. "This right here is my own billboard to find my son," Mr. Rogers said of his clothing. "People notice what people are wearing, so I'm a walking handout." Questions have been mounting over the past few weeks as to how Sebastian could have disappeared without a trace from his mother's home in Hendersonville. Earlier this week, Miss Proudfoot said she believes someone must be holding her son captive. She and Mr. Proudfoot were criticized for leaving their home in their RV while his whereabouts remain unknown. They told Nancy Grace that they did so in order for Mr. Proudfoot to return to work. However, they also said they had to leave due to threats being made against them. So I'm really curious about this leaving for work thing, because he was saying he didn't even know if he had a job, and then all of a sudden they were gone. So I don't know if he's up there working, or I really don't know the answer to that right now. Mr. Rogers was asked if he believed the pair were suspects in Olive Sebastian's disappearance. "I have no idea," he said after a pause. None of the parents have been accused by law enforcement of having any involvement in Sebastian's disappearance, and no charges have been filed. One of the big talking points around the nights of Sebastian's disappearance has been the appearance of lights on a doorbell camera close to the house, with theories that this was the boy or his abductors leaving. Mr. Rogers said that this is nonsense and that the lights were, in fact, trash collectors. I don't know about that. He also said that there are no signs of the 15-year-old and that he had been speaking to anyone suspicious on his cell phone and no indication he had planned to run away. Lordy, lordy. Okay, guys.
Your son went missing. How are you feeling today?
This is Sebastian's father, Seth. And as he says, he's a walking billboard. He's got that shirt plastered all over him, which is good.
Same as I was yesterday. Just continuing the search, continue looking. I'm not going to give up. Nobody can make me give up.
And where have you been searching? Where do you think he is?
I've been searching anything out of that 5-mile radius that the initial search did. They covered everything there.
Today.
Same as I was yesterday. Just continuing the search, continue looking. I'm not going to give up. Nobody can make me give up.
And where have you been searching? Where do you think he is?
I've been searching everywhere. I mean, anything out of that 5-mile radius that the initial search did, they covered everything there. But there's stuff elsewhere. I mean, we got a lot of territory to cover. And it being over a month, he could be anywhere currently. So I'm searching everywhere.
You, Katie, and Chris had a meeting with TBI today. Did you find out any new information?
Not that I can discuss.
Any progression that might show hope in this search?
Oh, I always have hope. Can't take that away from me.
And how confident are you that Sebastian is alive, and what do you think he's doing right now?
Pretty sure he's probably playing video games somewhere. Nobody's letting him, whoever's got him, they're not letting him see the regular news. They're not letting him surf the internet. Or else he'd know that I'm looking for him. And he'd know that he should actually be trying to get a hold of me. And that keeps me going.
Is there a strong reason to believe he may have been abducted?
I don't know if he's been abducted or if he's just, over at a friend's house. Never know. But I'll know when I find him.
Oh, isn't that like exactly what a father wants to think? I mean, it's been 5 weeks and maybe he's at a friend's house. I mean, there is still hope that this child is alive. There's been nothing saying he's not. We haven't seen anything proving that he's gone, except possibly if that pond was hit by cadaver dogs. I've heard that, but I don't know that it's been confirmed.
I'll know exactly what has happened to him.
And other news outlets were reporting that there were lights seen in the backyard that were caught on camera by a neighbor's video. Is that true?
No. What that was a trash truck. Went through, picked up trash, and when it left, of course, it went faster. It didn't have to stop to pick up trash. That's just false information provided by.
You see, I don't even know what to say about that because I don't think I've got it up. But I will look for it. Those lights weren't like this. There's no way that was a vehicle. There's just no way that was a vehicle. But maybe we're talking about different lights. I don't know.
A particular person.
Did the dogs ever pick up a scent for Sebastian?
From my information that I've been given, no.
Did they find anything on Sebastian's cell phone that would, kind of show that he was going to run away or where he might be?
Not that I know of. He didn't have any internet access or anything on there. He'd have been able to call, text, take a picture, send a picture, use the calculator. That's about it.
Was Sebastian in school on Friday, the day before he went missing?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you, Chris, or Katie, or any of you suspects in this case?
No, we're not.
Have you been cleared?
I don't know if the investigation is still ongoing. We wouldn't be cleared until the investigation is done. But currently, from my understanding, they don't have any information that would attach us to any wrongdoing.
CPS has gone to Katie's house before. You didn't know about that until this investigation. How does that make you feel?
That somebody somewhere dropped the ball because I was never informed. And I'm the biological father. I have joint legal, joint physical custody. Somebody dropped the ball and didn't reach out and inform the father, which is me. And I don't understand why the state dropped the ball on that one.
And how did you find out about CPS?
Podcast.
And I mean, how does that concern you, especially with this case, that they might have done something to cause him to run away?
I don't know what that really means, but I just know that I don't have all the information.
Is there an official timeline? And I know people, there was, we went to bed at this hour, but does TBI or anyone have an official timeline as to the series?
I'm pretty sure they do, but I'm not involved in the investigation, so I wouldn't have it.
Have the three of you been in contact every day like you were several weeks ago about this?
I was in contact with both Katie and Chris today, but I've heard he said his phone is open and available. Well, so is mine. You can leave a voicemail. Like 7 or 8 people have already left me voicemails today. I'm going. I get people calling me while I'm on the phone, and it's like, I can't just sit there and answer the phone for everybody. If I did that, I probably wouldn't be able to get out of my house.
There's been a lot of criticism over this investigation. I'm sure you've received criticism as well as the Proudfoots. How does that make you feel in a time where you're just trying to find your son?
People are being, well, that goes back to those keyboard warriors I talked about on the first interview that you and I had. They're still at it. They'll never stop. There's cowards in this world, and then there's people who are go-getters. My feet, they're on the ground. They're never going to leave the ground. I'm going to find my son. Period.
And plans, today on moving forward, any more resources being used on this investigation, or anything you have to say about that?
The United Cajun Navy is currently sitting down there right now at 90 Volunteer Drive in Hendersonville. 10:30. That's when volunteers need to show up. 10:30. Show up, have your ID, sign the paperwork, and they send people out in teams. When you show up, there ain't nobody there except for a couple people. That's because they've already sent teams out. They're just going to keep sending teams out until we find my son.
Have there been a lot of volunteers coming out to help find Sebastian?
Today there was, and I want to thank everybody who did come out. We're seeing an increase, and we're going to continue to see an increase. I'd like the whole state of Tennessee to volunteer, and then we'll hit other states.
And you're Sebastian's father. Tell me, what is Sebastian like?
He's a unique child. All right. It's really hard to describe my son. Besides being unique, whether he's up to no good or he's up to good, he's just got that uniqueness about him. It's really hard to describe. He's my mini me. If he has a goal, he's going to accomplish that goal. People at school, they liked him. All the kids are wanting to know when he's going to come back. They want to help and volunteer. Teachers are they're putting out prayers every day. Everybody, it's coming up. It's Easter. I'm hoping for an Easter miracle.
Yes, please.
I could definitely use it in my life right now.
And why did they search the landfill?
I have no idea. They didn't. Not part of the investigation. They're not going to tell me stuff. I am emotionally attached as any parent should be.
And how often do you meet with TBI?
If I call them all the time. Call, text, hey, any new news? They either let me know or they let me know.
Are you happy with the work that all these agencies have done, or do you think there needs to be more?
There could probably always be more. We just got to figure out what more is necessary. Am I happy with them? I'm not unhappy. But you asked me that after my son's back, and it's going to be, I'm happy. All right.
Yeah.
Because, and
He believes with all of his being that Sebastian is still out there and is still okay. You can see it in him. He wants to find him, obviously, but I believe he thinks that he is still alive. I really believe that.
in law enforcement, it's always goal oriented. You know, go to work, put a smile on your face, get the job done. I know that they're putting their effort, 150% effort into this, and I appreciate that, and I'm hoping it will pay off with fruition.
Do you think Katie and Chris are suspects?
I have no idea.
Sebastian's been missing for more than a month now. What keeps you getting up every morning, going out and searching for him?
Being a dad, having perseverance, wanting him to come home, wanting to watch him finish growing up.
Do you wear this every day? Talk to me about this shirt.
This right here is my own billboard to find my son. People notice people. People notice what people are wearing. So I am a walking handout. I have these in my car.
How do you select that photo? It's so cute.
Because it's cute. It's got a smile. It's the last picture I took of him.
Mm. Oh, Lordy, 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 Lordy. So I want to take a look at this with you guys. This should be showing us those flashlights or dump truck, whatever the hell those lights were. Let's see what we've got.
For 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, who's been missing for 18 days. An exclusive look at new video evidence. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Rory Johnson.
And I'm Hunter Hoagland. A lot to get to here tonight. Authorities have scrutinized home security video from that Hendersonville neighborhood, trying to learn what happened to that teen with autism.
Now you can take a look for yourself. Our Nick Barris obtained video that appears to show two people near Sebastian's home the night his parents say he disappeared.
The video you're about to see is from early Monday morning, February 26th, around 3:10 a.m. Now, there are no street lights in the Stafford Court neighborhood, so it is at night, pitch black. What you will see here...
Aye, sorry, guys. Lordy, Lordy.
Introducing unbeatable value for all businesses.
We don't need to hear that, do we? Okay. Come on.
Now been 17 days since Sebastian Rogers vanished without a trace from his Hendersonville home. And this morning, a surprising new development in the case. Security camera video from the night the teen disappeared. Good everybody, I'm Mimi Watson. Nick Barris joins me now here in studio. And Nick, we've all been following this. When you do have an exclusive.
What? Okay, let's go back a little bit.
Night, from now been 17 days since Sebastian Rogers vanished without a trace from his Hendersonville home. And this morning, a surprising new development in the case. Security camera video from the night the teen disappeared. Good Everybody, I'm Mimi Watson. Nick Barris joins me now.
So
here in
that
the
was
studio. And
that.
Nick, we've all been following this. You do have
from it, but
that they could make out.
It's
the other
really,
one is
there we go.
activity there the Monday morning, February.
Sorry, guys.
It's moving over, looking for clues. Now, the brief video clip here you are about to see shows two lights moving overnight in an area around Sebastian's home. Not much to look at here, but look closely here. I've highlighted the lights, which investigators believe are being carried by two people. Now, the video is from around 3:10 Monday morning, February 26th, the night Sebastian disappeared. Now, as there is not much to see here in that pitch black, other than those two specks of light moving around near Sebastian's home. Now, the video is significant because it shows activity there the night the boy vanished. This very brief video clip appears to show two individuals with lights walking in what may be a common area behind the homes. One light suddenly goes out. The other one is obscured, okay, or it is obscured a bit. The other one stays put, someone just sitting there waiting. Now, I can tell you right now, there is significantly more video that I've obtained, and I'm still in the process of reviewing it all, and it does show more than you just saw there. And I will have the full video in an exclusive story tonight on News Channel 5 at 6. That's just a...
All right, so there's more than what we've seen. I have not seen any more than that, so I think I'll go looking for it. So let's check this out here from Court TV.
Video, you see subject 1 with a light source in the lower right-hand corner. Then you see subject 2 briefly appear and move toward the first before that light source is covered or obscured by bushes. Subject 1, a few seconds later, then moves out of frame. Then subject 2 reappears and follows subject 1 off screen. It's a short time later and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it.
So what does that mean? Let's bring in our guest. He's the chief of police at Talladega College.
So there's not a lot that we are seeing. What do we got here? We can close that up. I'd love to see more. If I find it, I'll definitely share it with you. So I am going to... We've got one more to look at, friends. And this is Sebastian's mom defending their leaving or her leaving the area. So Sebastian Rogers' mom, there we are. His mom defends leaving town during search for missing autistic son. My husband has to go back to work and my son could be anywhere. That just doesn't sound good. I'm sorry. Missing Tennessee teen Sebastian Rogers' mother has defended leaving town while the search for her autistic son is going on, as he could be anywhere. Katie Proudfoot revealed she will be leaving Hendersonville to accompany her husband as he goes back to work in Memphis. However, a frantic search is still going on for missing Sebastian, who is 15, that vanished from their home 5 weeks ago now. Proudfoot told Nancy Grace she admitted she is absolutely concerned about leaving, but she does not know when he will return. My son could be anywhere. Oh boy, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm not comfy. Told Nancy Grace that Sebastian could be anywhere. Sebastian Rogers went missing from his home in Hendersonville a month ago, and the United Cajun Navy took over. And to me, it was almost like they scared everybody away. Police and volunteers have been searching nearby woods, blasting Eye of the Tiger, which is Sebastian's favorite song. His father, Seth, has recently searched for his son and said that he has taken off work and has gotten very little sleep. He's going. Okay, I'm not going to promote these guys, United Cajun Navy. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said that more than 2,000 miles have been searched on foot, and there have been aerial searches with helicopters, drones, and fixed-wing planes. This is what we just seen. I don't think it's a dump truck. I think it's people walking, but just personal opinion. Officials analyzed home security video from the Hendersonville neighborhood around 3:10 a.m. on the day he went missing. The camera captured 2 different light sources far away from another light source named Subject 1 closer to the house. Yeah. What a handsome young man. Chris explained the decision he had taken so that he could go back to work, although Proudfoot admitted she will not be returning back to work yet. The couple, along with Sebastian's father, Seth, had an army of volunteers that have been combing the area for the teens since he disappeared February 26th. So I don't really know if there is an actual search going on right now. I haven't heard of anything. I've heard of people being scared off and searches being canceled, but past that, I have not heard anything. So I really hope that nobody is that no one's bothering these people. We don't know anything at this point, and we just have to take it in bit by bit and show what we learn, right? And it will hopefully get resolved. No, there's no idea, really, truly, what that could be. Oh, are they? Okay, searching south of Texas Roadhouse right now. Okay. Still doing searches and splitting people into groups and giving them a certain area. Okay, that's really good to hear. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. He needs to go back to work. Yeah, what job? That's the thing. I thought he had said that he was maybe in between jobs, or I don't know. Yeah, they do say that was garbage trucks, but I don't buy it. I don't think that's what it was. In my opinion. I mean, we could all see something different, right? I know another YouTuber who was there. She actually did a 4-minute video before they head out, not live streaming. All right. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad that people are out there and they are still looking. When I read that this morning, that like the United Cajun Navy was leaving because they were scared off, which I don't care about them because I don't have a good feeling about them whatsoever. But I am really glad that there is still searches going on for this boy, because he needs to be found, whether he is found somewhere else, like I'm talking different town, city, or friends, like Seth says. I don't know, guys. I'm really uncomfortable about this. If we hear anything more, I'm absolutely going to share it with you. Get the word out, share this out. Let everybody know that they are needing help out there to search for Seth. If it's an organized search, we're all about it, right? Find out what happened to Sebastian, right? Yeah, the mother left because she cared too much about her neighbors. Not looking good. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much for spending this time with me. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to keep eyes and ears peeled for any kind of updates. And as soon as I get them, like I said, I will share them with you. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit that bell, because I'm very random when it comes to streaming. I follow the news. So there's that. So thanks again, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.